And Chengdu is my hometown. This is my first year in Albany. I am doing a PhD program in sociology, specifically focused on social demography and immigration in Albany. This is my first time being involved in this organization, and I'm very, very thankful that I have this opportunity to introduce my hometown to you, and hopefully you'll get a chance to visit my hometown in the future. Alright, to start with, because I'm a demographer, so I just give you some very general information about my hometown. Chengdu has a history of over 2,300 years. So it's compared to US history, Chengdu or China in general has a very long history. It is located in the central of Sichuan province. It has a population of over 11 million. It has a delicious food, beautiful things, traditional culture, and so much more. It's one of the best tourist cities in the country. And this is a slogan, or like Chengdu people always say, is Chengdu, never say goodbye. It means that the city that once you go there, you never wanted to leave, or you always want to go back. So where is Chengdu on the map? I'm sure everybody is very familiar with this map. But here is my hometown, Chengdu. This is Sichuan province. Here is Yunnan. I think Jean is going to talk about. And this is Tibet. So this Shaanxi, Xi'an is this located in southwest part of China. If you can go, yeah. About the history, there's a museum very close to my hometown, which I really like to go whenever I get a chance. And this is the holy bird. It's kind of like a symbolic thing for Chengdu as a tourist city. If you go to Chengdu, you always see this as a sign to represent that Chengdu has a long history. And this thing is made 1,300 BC. So it's like about 2,500 years ago when it was first made. It's discovered in 2001. Even today, when you use modern technology to replicate this this thing, the art thing, it took over 6 months. So personally, I really cannot imagine how people do that in 3,000 years ago to create this very thin, very thin. It is it's made of gold. It's golden. I think it's 0.02 centimeters, as thin as that. Yeah. If we can go to the next slide. In terms of population, as I mentioned, it has 11 million people. And just kind of give you a concept of how much people it has and how big the city is. If you add the population of Missouri, Arkansas, and Iowa, that's the total population of Chengdu. And let's do another math. Can you click? Yeah. So if you compare the spatial, like the area, Chengdu has this much space. But if you add Missouri, Arkansas, and Kentucky, that is almost 35 times than Chengdu. But we have this same population. So just you can imagine how population-wise how dense it is in my hometown. Okay, you can go. About the food. I'm always very passionate about food. Almost everyone from Chengdu, we always like to talk about food. And all the pictures are red because we love spicy food. This is the noodles and hot pot. And this is mapo tofu. I don't know if you had that when you go to the Chinese restaurant here. Kung pao chicken. I don't know how to translate, but it's really good. If you ever get a chance to go, please try all those kind of food. If you cannot handle spicy, here's a little tip. Buy yogurt and eat yogurt before and after when you eat this spicy food. It really helps. Yeah. Okay. About the downtown area of Chengdu, can you click? This is the downtown. Yeah. Okay. And the next one. Yeah, just kind of give you some idea of how the downtown area looks like. Yeah. And this is also very popular for travelers and tourists. And it's like only 10 minutes walking from downtown areas. It's really cool. Okay, so when I talk about my hometown, everybody was thinking about pandas. Yes, Panda and I, we share the same hometown, and there are zoos that have pandas, and there are also the base, like the research centers. They study pandas that located in like suburb of Chengdu. And this is a tea house, like people do very special kinds of performance. And this is also the tea house of the, in Chengdu. Okay, somewhere out of the town is one thing that I really love about my hometown is that it's so close to other places where you're kind of like feel like you're in the nature. This is like only 3 or 4 hours away from my hometown. By the way, this is my brother. So I love go hiking and just be out there in nature. So it's just my hometown gives me a good access to those places. Yeah, if you can click the next one. 九寨沟. Yeah, I think some of you may visit this place. It's one of my favorite places, not far from my hometown. It's only like 3, 4, 5 hours, right? Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go, it's really beautiful. Yeah. What does life look like for ordinary people in Chengdu? I just wanted to make my presentation a little bit personal, so if you have any questions during my presentation, just jump in. Most of these commuters are, first of all, I would like to talk about transportation. So most of these commuters are using bicycles and city buses, but because people are getting richer and they can afford cars, so a lot of people are getting new cars, and that makes the public transportation less used, and now we have this problem of very congested transportation. Yeah. So how about entertainment? Mahjong is one of the most popular entertainment that people play, as maybe some of you can recognize that. This is me learning how to play Mahjong. Like my parents and also my friends' parents, they always play Mahjong during their spare time. Even if they don't have spare time, they will make the time to play it. And another thing is that dancing in the park after dark, that's something that my grandparents love to do, is to go out and dance with their friends in the park. Tea drinking is another way to spend their spare time. There are a lot of tea houses in Chengdu, and it's just very laid back atmosphere. Let's go next. So how about grocery? I found it's really different from America. And this is raw meat selling. You can just pick your meat and they're gonna cut it for you. And those wet markets has an amazing variety of fresh vegetables, which I think is very different from Americans here. You just go to the supermarket and then pick prepped and cleaned vegetables. Okay, so if you can. About housing, apartment blocks tower like this over the sprawling metropolis of Chengdu. This is pretty much where majority of low or middle income people live, and the housing price has been going up over the past 5 years, and a lot of new buildings are building up. So I don't really know if that's gonna solve the the problem of living in this very tiny apartments. So about when Western meets Eastern, it's very interesting that in my hometown you can also find a lot of Western restaurants like Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, or Papa John's, right? This pizza place, yeah, and also Starbucks and McDonald's and KFC. Those are the places are very popular. And unlike here, I think in my hometown, sometimes I take my friends or my cousins to McDonald's or KFC as a special treat. But here versus here, I feel like it's more a convenient like fast food restaurant. Okay, you go. These are the clothes stores that is close to my my home. Thank you. If you have any questions, please do ask me.
Okay. Okay, this is China. And Yunnan is down here. It's in the southwest. Sichuan and Chengdu are north, right? And Tibet is north and west. And I know mostly the western provinces. And where I started was Kunming, which is the capital. And what we did is, since I've been mostly to the north, like Dali and Lijiang and up here in Shangri-La, I told my advisor, I said, I want to see the southern part. So he made out an itinerary for me, and we sort of went like this. Down through Sichuan Bana, and up through here, Pu'er and Nankan, and then I flew off to Guilin to take the Li River cruise. Okay. Oh, so I went from Albany Airport to Chicago, and some of you, and then Shanghai, stayed in Shanghai a few days. Some of you will recognize this as down near the Bund area. Bund area. Okay. This is one of the few night pictures that turned out okay. Okay. Oh, all right. Then I told David Wong, who, by the way, whoop, going too fast, who was my travel guide, he and his brother, that I had to go to Lijiang to go to the Teachers College and visit some students. We have a scholarship fund, and so he rejiggled our itinerary so I could go there. So this is the college. Okay, Sandy, okay. And this is somebody who is a graduate of St. Rose, Ho Mei, she's a Moso person, and these two on either side of me are scholarship recipients. So we visited them. This was in Ho Mei's apartment. Okay, she's an administrator at the college, often deals with foreign folks like me. Okay. This is a disabled young woman who's also getting a scholarship. This picture was taken at a park in Lijiang. What is it called? Blackpool? What's the name of that park? I forget. But it's a very famous park. Okay. This is Ho Mei in a fancy skirt that she got at the market. And it's, I think it looks good on her. She knows Greg very well. This is her eating the famous noodles in the morning for breakfast. Here I am at the college, and it's a pretty new campus, and he is the, this fellow next to me is the head of the foreign language department at the university. Okay? They told me I had to give a lecture. So I gave a lecture, and these are some of the students. I think there were like over 100 students, mostly women, and they are learning English at different levels, so I had to speak slowly and deliberately so they'd understand I was talking. And there I am, up in front of the class, talking about things like Friends of the Albany Public Library and various volunteer possibilities, encouraging them to either get internships or do volunteer work and things like that. And I also talked about my various trips to China. And okay. Oh, and this was afterwards. Some of the students came up. They wanted me to sign their book. And they seemed to be very attentive to what I was saying because they had really great questions for me about all kinds of things. There's another student afterwards who wanted a picture taken with me. This is a men's dormitory at Lijiang Teachers College. These guys were pretty cool. Okay. This is the new campus, and what I found interesting is that the buildings, they had in English and Chinese on the side of the building. You know, that's what you'd see. Okay. This is the library at the college. It's a very new one on the outskirts of Lijiang. Very nice campus. It's, you know, brick like that, but very nice, very nice.
Gene,
Yeah.
does the language thing represent that there are a lot of or a fair number of international students, English-speaking students? You know?
No, but I think there's a kind of prestige associated with and I notice this in business and everywhere, the kind of prestige of having English on the side of your building or your business, Chinese and English. And that's very typical all over China. Yeah?
But I think they also have the exchange program for international students. They have that on their website.
Yeah. Okay, Yunnan. People and view. Okay, this is back in the park, and I took this picture. This is a bridge overlooking the little lake there. And this is in back in the park in Lijiang. Oh, now we are near Yunyang, and this woman, I can tell, and maybe you can tell, one of the things we did, my friend and I, we said, we want to go out in the rural countryside. We want to see the people of the rural countryside, and particularly the ethnic areas. See, I can look at this woman, and I know that she is a Yi people. She's part of the Yi people because of the way of her dress and all. And this is at a market. She's selling meat, whatever. And this is going south from Kunming. Going south from Kunming. Okay. This is another Yi person. A woman with her child. Okay. Now these people are different. Again, we're in this place, Yunyang, outside of town, are the famous rice terrace fields. Internationally famous. These people, these two women, are honey people. And if you see people with black hats and black and blue like that, that's just their traditional outfits, and this is what they wear every day. Now, they're older people. Sometimes the younger people, they will wear modern dress. But the older people, they're very comfortable wearing their traditional outfits. And they weren't posing or anything, except I asked them to, but they were like hanging out on the street. You know, just came up to them. Okay. Oh, this is in a village outside of town. This guy didn't like me very much. But, you know, they raised pigs. This is what we wanted to do. We wanted to go where the people are in their traditional, very difficult lives in the rural China. Very difficult lives. Okay, and this woman, I didn't see a lot of men doing heavy work, but you see a lot of women doing heavy work, and she's got she's carrying that there to feed the animals.
This is not heavy work as well.
Well, I've seen some heavy lifting in the countryside. Okay. Okay, this is just, I don't have too many, I have on this particular slide, this is the famous Yunnan rice terrace fields. It just gives you a sense of what that's like. And photographers come from Shanghai and all around the world to photograph these rice terrace fields. Okay? Now this guy I saw, this is in that very area we just saw the last slide, and I had to get his picture because he had the water buffalo, and he's actually doing work out there, you know?
Plowing. It's plow.
Yeah, plowing, yes, yeah. Yes, heavy work, and that's his water buffalo, and I just, you know, snapped his picture. Now this guy, this is at a different part of that area, and this guy didn't like me very much at all, and he wondered what I was doing there because he was enjoying the traditional life that he'd done all his life, very heavy work, I think, and he, you know, didn't like the idea of foreigners or anybody coming in there stealing his soul by taking his picture. You know, leave me alone. There he is again. I thought he was going to pick up mud or something from the water buffalo and throw it at me. But I took his picture before he could do that. Okay. Now this is a Han village. You can tell again by now by her outfit. And they're working on a house, building a house, and she's breaking up stones or something. Okay. This is another Han woman, and she's repairing a sneaker. Okay. That's her. Again, I loved her face. It sounded like somebody who's lived a very long time and maybe has experienced life and had a good deal of wisdom. Okay. Now this young woman is also Han, and what this means is, I'm not married, but I'm available. And that's a young girl who is also there. Okay? This is a different village, the Jinao people. I have to tell you the story about this. This isn't too far from Bana. And we went to this Jinao. It's another ethnic group, and I didn't like that place at all, because they charged money to get in there, and it wasn't very interesting, and you know, it was like a lot of Chinese tour buses, and there wasn't that much authentic village life. So I said, "Get me out of here!" And so we went down the road until we found an authentic village where people actually lived and worked. And this woman, you can tell, she's working on the corn here. And her son or somebody has a more mechanical thing near there, but I have her picture because she was sort of interesting. Okay. Okay, this is near, if you remember the map, Pur. This is a state-run tea factory. And these are, what you're seeing out here are tea. These are the tea fields. And this is a fellow who's picking the tea leaves. And this is the very famous Pur tea. Pur tea, very famous throughout China. Very famous Pur tea. Okay? Oh, now one of the places I went to when I was down in Bana was the Botanical Gardens. And wonderful. If you got to, and by the way, Bana is down near the Vietnamese border, right? Near where the Mekong River crosses. I saw the bridge there. Anyway, don't ask me what these different flowers are, but I took a picture of them. Okay, some of these, maybe you can identify some of these flowers. That looks like it could be an orchid maybe, right? But there was a like tropical area down in Bana, so many tropical flowers grew there, and I just snapped away and found that very interesting. This is very interesting. This is one, well, you think that's many blossoms, but it's just one. It's just multicolored. Someday I'll find out what the rest of those are. Okay, okay. Okay, so that was one of the highlights for me of this whole trip, was going to the Botanical Gardens and looking at, and they also had different kinds of trees. These are gourds, right? Lily. Yeah, that's right. Out of the water. Yeah, the lilies out on the water. Very beautiful place. Very beautiful place. Down near Bana. Not, not exactly there, but down there. Okay. Okay, get some ideas of flowers. Isn't that interesting? I really like that. Interesting. That's a little out of focus. Oh, you know what? This was in a park near Jinghong. And you see this little fella? Aha. He was on the flower. So I got him in focus, but not first. This is also, I think, in this park. Okay. I was trying to photograph butterflies. It's kind of busy. They won't stand still for you. They flitter around. So sometimes you can get lucky and get one, but it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay, these people are called the Dai people. They're Buddhist people. And they live in the area around Bana, but they also live other places in Yunnan. And at first they didn't want their picture taken, but we found out that they came from the same hometown as my friend David Wong, and so they were willing to let us take their picture.